Today we woke up in Davos. But actually, before we get here, let's go back a bit.
So yeah, the problem is that capitalism is broken. Capitalism is broken. It's not delivering for a large part of the population.
Poor and middle class people in rich countries are the people that are getting left behind.
People are really pissed off.
I wonder if the people at Davos who are still holding positions of power will engage with the debate.
They were talking a lot about this idea of inclusive capitalism, and so I think that's something I personally am interested in hearing people in Davos talk about. Like, what does that mean?
Our conceit is that this is the root, the brokenness of capitalism, but the anger should be the animating force for these people we're meeting in Davos to come up with an answer.
Are you tired of it all? Do you need a rest? Come with us to beautiful Switzerland, the land of peace and quiet.
Technically, Davos is just a ski town in Switzerland. But once a year, the town is overrun by international business and political elites, journalists, and security. Lots of security for the World Economic Forum. They throw around a lot of buzzwords.
This malleable resource.
Fiscal frugality.
Remoralization of globalization.
But it's still a great place for the minds of the most powerful people in the world to mix. And for us, to get some insight.
Because government is failing broadly across the world.
Capitalism.
Inclusion
Building
problem.
a new global
We
architecture.
want to be future-oriented.
This is the subject that senior people are talking about openly on the record in public forum here in a way that I don't think they've ever talked before.
All of the systems are changing at one time. The economy changed, the politics changed, the social systems changed, and the leaders, political leaders, business leaders, are having a hard time getting their heads wrapped around it.
Around the world, we're seeing the fault lines of capitalism more clearly than ever. Over the past 40 years, monopolies and duopolies have been killing competition, the heart of capitalism and the driver of real wage growth. And while there's currently about $317 trillion of wealth in the world, the most in human history, as of 2018, 50% of the world's population owns less than 1% of that. That's one of the big reasons a lot of people in wealthy nations don't feel like they belong anymore. They feel discarded and disrespected. In country after country, we see huge swaths of population convinced that their place in society is under threat.
Is the liberal global order dead?
I don't think it's dead, but I think it's being reassessed at the moment. I think people are questioning it. I think people are kind of taking the temperature of the state of it, if you like. What sort of health is it in at the moment?
It's Davos. Of course people talked about AI, tech, education, populism, blockchain, fourth industrial revolution.
Climate change.
Digital technology.
Space exploration.
The future of jobs.
But the theme of people being left behind by capitalism was at the center of every conversation we had, no matter the industry.
Yeah, people are talking about the anger that's abroad in society right now. There's concern about that, and there should be concern about that.
They're hearing the fact that folks are being left behind.
If you go to any job site in the world, the top 5 or 10 jobs are computer jobs. Yet you have huge swaths of society that have been really hurt by the advent of technology and globalization. You see this incredible opportunity on one side and this incredible inequality on the other side.
No one here in Davos is talking about doing away with capitalism, but people are pointing out that there are problems with the way it's being practiced.
I don't think anybody here particularly, certainly from the kind of Western liberal, Anglo, US, European world, wants to move into a kind of Chinese totalitarian model anytime soon. But at the same time, we can recognize some of the weaknesses, some of the flaws in our system, and we're kind of trying to think, well, what comes next?
We heard about reskilling the job force.
We need to train people that are currently in the workforce to be competitive.
We heard about education reform and funding.
We've seen a tendency more and more to think about education as something that benefits the individual, and that's made us more comfortable with the idea that the individual should pay for it.
We heard about the responsibility corporations have.
We really truly believe that business is the greatest platform for change.
The responsibility that governments have.
I think what you'll see over the next year or two is a recognition that tax policy is going to have to get more balanced.
As for predictions,
the transition is going to be hard. It's like how you take a corner in a car. You know, is it going to be nice and smooth and at speed, or is it going to be fishtailing and, you know, running into guardrails? And my guess, our transition is going to be more like that second turn than the first turn. We're going to be bumping into guardrails.
While no one really presented a clear-cut solution, the fact that people at Davos are talking about this problem is new. The stakes are high. According to leaders here, to fail could spell the end of democracy. At the end, the big question hanging over Davos is, can it be fixed before it's too late?